Good evening, boys and girls. Happy hump day. It is almost Christmas time. I hope you are enjoying yourselves and having a wonderful time with your families if you are celebrating. Here we are, the Highbury Squad return for another live show. It's the Ask Us Anything show, and Super Kevin Campbell is back live. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad. Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to another live edition of the Highbury Squad. We are here and we are almost to the end of the week. Super Kevin Campbell's back live in the house. Welcome, my podcast brother from another mother.
Good to be back, squaddies. Good to be back after an imposter was in my position last night. Magic Mike. An imposter was in it. And I have seen his apology and I accept his apology. But you don't try and be me when you come on this show. So his neck stays Bruck, but I forgive him. All right? At ease.
Kev, not only did you brock his neck yesterday, I think you crushed his soul. I think it broke in tiny, tiny pieces.
Well, we could put him back together again, that's for sure. But
yes,
you don't come on this show trying to be me, Sophie. Come on.
He's here. He's in the house.
Yeah, look, no. See, so your neck stays Brock, but I accept your nice thing. We have done a lot together, Mike. You're right. So I accept, mate. No problem. But your neck is still Brock.
Magic made KC disappear. I think KC broke his neck and disappeared. Personally, I think we all agree that's what happens. Happened. Good yeah. Fun. KC, I'm a little tired today. How are you feeling?
Do you know what, Sophie? I'm full of energy. I'm not gonna break a camera today. But listen, you guys obviously dealt with the game stuff. I done the game, etc. But I never got a chance to speak to the squaddies, did I? Really? I discussed it a little bit. But obviously, I'm happy to. You just put the questions up, and I'm ready to go.
Right. So, guys, this is the Ask Us Anything show. Ask Kev anything. Before we get stuck into it, Kev, I want to ask you about this guy who scored a hat trick. I'll kick off the proceedings here with the questions.
Yeah.
Of course, his contract's up, Lacker's contract's up. He's turned it down. He said he wants to move on. I'm of the ilk that I love what you're doing in a Carabao Cup, but can you cut it in the Premier League? What is your take on this young fella here?
Look, Eddie Nketiah, I think I mentioned this last night. I think he's got a great attitude, Sophie. He's a fox in the box. He will score goals in the right team. Obviously, we fed him yesterday, and he got his fox in the box goals, didn't he? All in the 6-yard box or just outside, in and around the goal. You get him good service, and that's where he's at his best. But the level of team we play, the higher it gets, the more difficult it is because the players are better. They don't allow you that space. They don't allow Pepe to nutmeg the guy twice and make him look absolutely ridiculous, and then Pepe picks people out. Better teams don't allow you to do that. So you have to be able to function differently. And unfortunately, he's not got the game to do that as far as I'm concerned at Arsenal. We're seeing younger players ahead of him at the top end of the pitch. So for me, we have to be looking at a lot better. We're crying out for a real number 9. That's what we're crying out for. People talk about Vlahovic or whoever it is. We're really crying out for a proper number 9. who could lead the line, who could get goals, who can link the play, who can do it all, basically, Sophie. That's what we need. And, fair enough for Eddie. He's a nice enough player and he works hard and he will try, Sophie. But I think he's come to the end of his tenure at Arsenal. I really do.
I'm happy to hear you say that, Kev, because I think sometimes as fans, we're so sentimental, especially with the youngsters, right? We want everyone to be Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. We want everyone to be in the first team. There's nothing more than seeing that come to fruition and love that it's coming to fruition. But it can't be for everybody. And I think Eddie's had his good chances in the first team. I think, is it wrong of me to say I'd rather he had buried that chance and we got 3 points against Everton than scoring a hat-trick against Sunderland in the Carabao Cup where we probably would have won that game? Is that wrong of me, Kev?
No, I said it on the night. I said it on the day where that is a gilt-edged chance. We score that, we win the game. It's that simple. And he has to score. But that's the difference, maybe. So that's the difference. When it really mattered in the game that we really needed to win, he didn't take the chance. And maybe because he came off the bench, whatever, I get it. But he started last night. He done fantastically well last night. Can't take it away from him. He was man of the match. He was brilliant last night. But we have to take the opposition into account as well.
Kev, can you answer this question too? Someone just wrote that Arteta is gushing over Nketiah. Why do you think that is? I know he likes a good hard worker and he likes a good trainer, but why do you think he's insistent on wanting him to stay?
Because he sees some attributes in Eddie that he believes the squad need. That's what I really believe. And he's still a young player. That's what we got to take into account, everyone. He is still a young player. Very young. Very, very young. He's nowhere near his prime yet. So it's one of these where if you let these type of players leave your building, Sophie, and then you see them go and start doing it elsewhere, you know what the next question is going to be. How did you let him leave your building? The fact of the matter is, if he wants to leave, is one thing. But as a manager, you want to try and keep him in the building. If he decides to leave, then you could say, I tried everything to keep him. Again, I just think because of where we are and where we want to go, we have to speed up. We haven't got time to develop everybody. Do you understand what I mean? We want to be up there challenging. If we want to be up there challenging, we have to upgrade up at the top end of the pitch big time.
And I agree with Johnny Boy here. I was saying this to Tom on Gooner Talk TV earlier. Nketiah's value increased. You score a hat-trick in a cup competition. You're looking to move on, adds value. And it's...
I don't think it has.
A little bit, no, Kev?
No, I don't. I think everybody knows what Eddie Nketiah is. It's great that he scored a hat-trick, but I don't think it puts any more money on the price that he's going to cost. Because he's gonna go for a free. He's going to go for a free, and then they're going to have to pay compensation to Arsenal.
Terrible. Once again, we find ourselves in this position.
No, but here's the problem, Soph. Did any team really pull the trigger for Eddie Nketiah before? There was a lot of rumours.
Crystal Palace was the only firm.
There was a lot of rumours, but did they actually put the money down? I'm not so sure. Sure. And probably they worked it knowing they could pick him up on a free.
Here's one for you from Amira. Laka's contract's ending. Oba might be leaving. Balogun might go on loan. Can we afford to lose another striker, even if you don't think he's good enough? Eddie might further improve under Arteta. What do you think, Kev?
Yeah, but we're not talking about him leaving in January. We're talking about him going at the end of the season. We're talking about Laka going at the end of the season. One thing Arteta and the club are not going to do is going to sell themselves short. No chance. If they can bring players in, then fair enough, players go out. But they're not going to leave themselves short. And most of the big business anyway is going to happen in the summer. That's for sure.
Don't forget to visit our friends at Football Prizes, you guys, footballprizes.co.uk. The auction that we tweeted earlier today is Gabriel Martinelli. Hey, Kev,
Collectors.
signed
That's gonna be a collectors.
signed and framed shirt by Gabriel Martinelli. Go to Highbury Squad's Twitter and you can see the pic. Get stuck in. And if you do get stuck in, you could be a man like Jags. Look who won the Dennis Bergkamp shirt. Jags gave me permission to post this today with his two
That's
beautiful young kids.
lovely
Isn't that
children. Look,
lovely, Kev?
beautiful.
Look at
Absolutely
that.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Well done, Jags. The winner of the Dennis Bergkamp signed frame shirt. Like everyone thinks Jags wins everything. This was his first win in a long time because you, squaddies, bocked him, but he's back to winning ways and you can be too. So check out that Martinelli shirt as well. So, Kev, I've got one here for you from Tony Glaive. How many of the second 11 should leave in January or the summer?
Well, I think Lacazette's gone. I think Eddie Nketiah's gone. I would question El Neni will go, obviously. You're looking at Chambers ain't playing any football, is he? Callum Chambers ain't playing. I think, who else is there? Kolasinac will probably be gone as well come the end of the season. You know, the likes of Cedric, decent squad player. Again, could put him in against, in the cup competitions and he could do a job there if Tommy's injured. But we need Tommy back, obviously, because he had something totally different to our team, a toughness and an athleticism to what we do defensively and offensively as well. I'm just looking at who else. Maitland-Niles, you could look at that and you could say to yourself, I think he's injured or he's
He
not
was
well
sick.
at the moment.
He was unwell,
He's not well.
which is
Yeah,
why
he's
he wasn't
unwell.
in the squad, Kev.
Yeah, he's unwell or whatever. So, he might look at a situation and say, look, it's not quite working out because, even when I play and I'm man of the match, like many people said, we don't even get a look in. But he doesn't get a look in for a reason because the manager thinks there's better players in front of him. So I think I've named, 6 or 7 players there. And thing is, if we let them go, so Leno as well, Leno might be another one who we have to get rid of. So they all need to be replaced. So that's, 7 out, 7 in. Or we actually need more in.
Still a lot of work to do, isn't there, Kev?
There is, Soph. There really is.
Yeah, there is. Okay, Ian R. Did Arteta get lucky having to play a flourishing Martinelli due to Oba being banished? Kev?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't lucky, was it? He put him on off the bench. He brought him on off the bench. And Martinelli, within 90 seconds, scored the second goal after a quality pass by Tommy. So it's not luck because he didn't need to bring him on, but he brought him on. He's done the business and he's given him an opportunity. Why? Because the young man took his chance.
And Kev, if we look at, these are the stats from Opta Joe, 58% since the start of last season, Arsenal have won 58% of their Premier League games without Aubameyang featuring, earning on average 1.9 points per game. This is compared to 47% win rate and 1.6 points on average when he plays. I mean, I would say, and I wanted to ask you this tonight, but before I do, I'm going to move on to this next question because it flows. A lot of people in chat and a lot of people who've DM'd us think that some of these players think they're too big to play for the Arsenal. Like, I can't get into the first team. I'm going to move on. There've been great examples in the past. Look at Origi, right? I think it's a little bit different. You and I have had the conversation. If you're winning or you're winning trophies, it's okay to be sitting on the bench and wait for your chance. We have won 4 FA Cups in the last 6.5 years. What do you think about K Marlon's question here, Kev? Why did these players think they're too big for Arsenal? Is there a chip on the shoulder?
No, they don't think they're too big for Arsenal. They don't. Problem is they can't get in at Arsenal. That's the problem. That really is the problem. Look, football players want to play football. They want to get opportunities. They train to play. Now, if you can't get in to the team and you can't make an impression, and let's be honest, some of these players have taken some terrible stick from Arsenal fans as well. So, hold on a minute. So I'm not playing. I'm not getting a look in. And when I do play, I'm getting terrible stick from the fans.
Has Eddie? Do you think Eddie's had?
Why am I staying?
I don't know if Eddie's had terrible stick from the fans.
They have. Come on, Sophie. They've had terrible stick from the fans. Not saying all the time, but they have suffered terrible stick from the fans because that's what it is right now. So at the end of the day, he's got an opportunity, one, to go somewhere and play, two, to know there's a means to an end when you train every week, that there's a game at the end of it and he's going to be involved. So,
okay,
that's why if you can't cut it at one club, then Eddie's of the age now where really he should be looking to be playing some football, because over time, Soph, if you don't play, all of a sudden you get to 24 years old and people are saying how many games he played, and you still haven't played a lot of games.
How much do you think he? I mean, what? Okay, he's out of contract, can go on a free, can get big wages. Newcastle's an option for him, or is that not the caliber of play they're looking for, Kev?
No, not Newcastle.
Are we talking about Leeds, maybe? Going back to Leeds? Bamford's been injured. They
Crystal
could use
Palace,
him.
Leeds, Crystal Palace, but Crystal Palace obviously signed someone, didn't they? They signed the lad from Celtic. Brighton, maybe, someone. There are always going to be teams on the lookout for somebody. He's been at Arsenal. He's quality. We know he can score. Can we get him and activate him scoring for us? That's the key.
All right, you guys, it's the Ask Us Anything show. Get your questions in. Don't be shy. You never are. 200 of you in live chat right now on a footballing night where everyone's watching, Kev, because they want to know who the Arsenal could potentially face in the semi-final of the EFL Cup. Simon Z says, how long should Saliba remain on loan? When is it right for him to draw first blood? He doesn't have too much time left on his contract, Kev. This is the big pickle. What's your take on Saliba?
Saliba is back in the summer, isn't he? And that's when we're going to find out. That's when we're really going to find out who he is and what he is. So, again, I've got no problem with the young man going out on loan. They see, hey, Vinny's on the same thing. No problem. Saliba being on loan, getting more experience at a big club and coming back and being more ready. So let's see. Because there's one thing I do believe, so he comes back and he looks the part, they will get him and give him a new contract.
Let's be honest,
no danger.
Yeah, we need that backup, don't we? Big time. I think him, Gabriel, Ben White. Now you're talking about having cover. You're having options, different style, different play gives Arteta a lot to think about.
If you want to tweak the system and play free at the back,
yes,
you can. You can do that as well. So two big guard dogs and a Ben White in the middle. There, now you're talking. Tommy Arsenal on the right. You got Tierney or Tavares on the left. Now you're talking. That back three, back five with Ramsdale in goal looks serious.
Okay, speaking of Ramsdale in goal, by the way, our goalkeeper show premieres early tomorrow. A bit of a bonus episode for you guys, so look out for that on the YouTube channel when it goes live. Amira writes to you, Kev, do you think we should let Leno leave? If Ramsdale gets an injury, do we really want to see Okonkwo as his replacement? Does squad depth not include goalkeepers anymore? This is a fantastic point because everyone...
Look, if we're going to let Leno go, we have to replace him. Okonkwo is a good keeper, but again, he's not really played. So he needs to, a bit like Balogun, these youngsters who are very talented, so you don't cut your teeth at Arsenal unless you're good enough. And at the moment, you've got to cut your teeth going on loan.
So Mo follows it up with, do we need to sign a backup goalkeeper in January? Chances are Leno might move next month. I'm not sure if he moves next month. I think he
No,
moves in the summer, Kev.
summer. He moves in the summer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that would be bad business from Arsenal if he left and we struggled to get a keeper.
Here's another one from Guna Guna. Would you rather Lucas Moura or what? Lucas Moura? What? Where's this going? I personally think both have. I've got my hot blanket here, Kev. Lucas Moura? What the heck? What just happened here? Are you even going to answer this one?
Do I need to?
No.
No, I don't need to answer that. Come on.
No. Let's see. Abby Brata here says, who will score the most goals and how many in the league for us? What do you think on this? That's a good question, Kev.
Most goals, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. We're being led by ESR right now. Martinelli's coming up on the rails, obviously. You know, Saka's got himself on the score sheet against Leeds as well. I think I would like to think Martinelli can really push it and go to double figures. If Smith Rowe can get double figures and Martinelli could get double figures, great. I don't see. I think Laka will be doing too much work outside the box to really push the goals. So I think it's out of ESR and Martinelli at the moment, Soph.
You know what, though, Kev? We've wanted more goals from midfield. We've wanted more goals from the flanks.
From the flanks, 100%.
Absolutely, 100%. Okay, you guys, get your questions in. It's going to be a shorty tonight. We want to go watch the second half of the football as well. Apparently, Leicester are winning 3-1 against Liverpool, and Maddison has scored a worldie. This is an important subject to Kev, and I want to bring up this question from Saladin. We're not placing too much responsibility on youngsters. Shouldn't we get an experienced midfielder or player on loan? As you guys know, Kev has highlighted this question a few times in his segment on Kevin Says. And once again, I think we got to be very careful, Kev, because we get young players like this coming through. They score a goal on their debut and we get really excited about their potential and what they could do for the club. We've also seen, of course, the likes of Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka. This guy especially coming off the bench, even when he's not being selected. Kev, what's your take? I mean, Patino just was a beautiful thing to witness last night, of course, scoring on his debut. You've been and worn those boots. Talk us through this a little bit.
Well, are we not placing too much responsibility on the youngsters? Yes, we are. Of course we are. But they seem to be able to handle it for now. But we do need more experience in and around this team. We do. And that tends to show up in the big games. In the big games, we are just not there mentally, and our know-how just isn't quite there because we're too young at the moment. Should we get an experienced midfield? Well, that's one of the most experienced parts of our team at the moment is the midfield. But getting a better midfielder than Xhaka, who I thought came on, he done okay last night, to sort that midfield out, to settle it down. But we know if we have a more dynamic player, we can do a lot better. We can do a lot better. I mean, Granit Xhaka isn't a great player. He's a good player, but he's not a great player. If we could get a great player in there, then we could do great things. I truly believe that. So getting a more experienced player in the midfield might, obviously, if African nations happen, that might work. But again, trying to buy one or trying to loan one, maybe loan might work. If we get the opportunity to get one to have a look, then I think we need to take it.
And I just wanted to put G-Dog's question up because he's asking you which midfield options should we buy, Kev. I think January is limited for us because we can't offer European football. I'm not sure we're going to get the players that we want, whether it's striker.
We won't buy in January.
I don't think so either. I don't think it's going to be a busy transfer window for us. Here we go, Raul. What do you think of Partey? Should Sambi get his chance over him?
No. I think Sambi's a good player, but Partey's our best midfielder we got. So,
All right.
no.
Elliot Roberts, who's the one striker you'd want to see at the Arsenal next season, Casey? Haaland!
One strike. Well, listen, if we could get him, then you could say, yeah, Haaland. But, it's a bit of a crazy question, isn't it? One striker. I said Haaland, but, Vlahovic, I'll take him. There's a
Benzema,
few.
I'll take.
There's a few. Yeah, there's a few strikers out there who fit the bill for us. But again, it's really going to come down to bread.
Yeah, moolah. Apparently, Lucas Moura scored, Kev.
I couldn't
Still
give
the
a
same
monkey.
answer.
I don't care what he's done.
He's
I liked him when he was at PSG, and after that, I don't even know which club he plays for.
Exactly. Archangel, Kev, do you think Arteta will go full strength for the semi of the Carabao? This is a good question.
I'd like to think so. I would like to think so because I think the teams in the semi, once everything starts getting close to Wembley, that's when the big boys, hey, listen, we want to win this trophy. So why not?
Do you think it's fair? I don't think fair comes into it. At the end of the day, you got to win, right, Kev? You want to win a competition. So, fair and sentiments don't and should never come into it at all.
It's all fair. It's all fair. It's all fair. It's for the football club to win. So if you're all professionals at the club, the manager chooses the team. That's it.
Matt Roberts, Kev, would you sign Jovic on loan for 6 months? Do you think he could cut it in the Premier League? He's been a disaster at
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't sign him. I'd look for somebody else.
Okay, question from Zell for both of us. What do you think of playing a 4-3-3 next season with Saliba and Gabby in a back two, Benjamin in the DM role, and Emil and Odegaard in front of them? Is there enough balance of security and attack? I've said before, Kev, that I think Benjamin can play in an advanced in a DM role, but I don't think we have to go to these extremes, do we?
No. You need a specialist in there, Soph. Maybe he can play there, but you need a specialist in there. He's not a midfielder.
Right. Brian, Kev, Calvert-Lewin or Vlahovic, who are you a fan of?
I'm a fan of both, to be honest with you. But I think Vlahovic has the all-round game for what we want. For definitely what we want. Calvert-Lewin is a converted winger who's done great as a striker, but he's still learning. I think Vlahovic is more a full package.
Yeah. Calvert-Lewin is hot and cold. I think obviously he's been out a while, so he's out of sight, out of mind. I think we forget how much Everton have missed him, to be honest with you, Kev, as well. Yep. So here we go. Matty K says, Kev, who's the great player going to be? What regard, Matty K? I mean,
no, the midfield.
A
good player.
Yeah.
We need a great player in there. I mean, it could be Basuma, who we've talked about. I think he's a great player, and he'll be a great player for us with the energy. Not only could he sit, he can go as well. He can run. Sanchez. Listen, Sanchez has had his injury problems, but when he's fit, he is a disruptor.
Mm-hmm.
Both defensively and attackingly, because he's so powerful, and he's a runner with the ball, Sophie, which always puts defenses on notice.
Okay, I like this one a lot. From Kenyan Guna, 5th and a trophy, or 4th with no trophy?
Always love a trophy. Always love a trophy. I would never. We can discuss. You could choose either or. But for me, I want a trophy. I want these youngsters to taste the victory of a trophy. Getting 4th is not a trophy, and it's Champions League, great, but it gets you nothing.
Kev, it is the Ask Us Anything show, so I'm going to put this one up. I do love it. We like a bit of fun on the Highbury Squad, don't we? Terence Tibbs, what would be your last meal if you were on death row?
I've no idea. I'm not on death row. God.
I'm going to go with moussaka or a meze, like a Greek meze. Bring it all in, Kev. Get a little bit of taste of everything. You get the dips, you get the fish, you get the meat, you get the dessert, you get the fruit, you get a little bit of everything.
Maybe Mama Campbell's rice and peas and chicken with the homemade coleslaw and mac cheese and the avocado. There you go.
Oh, love that. Love that. Okay.
And a big pint of carrot juice. Mum's carrot juice with the nutmeg and everything, vanilla and everything in it. That'll do. That'll see me off nicely. Thanks for that.
Love it. That's a great question. Lone Star Londoner, with COVID fixtures coming back thick and fast, AFCON absentees, injuries, suspensions, could we need Oba during the business end of the season?
Could we? Of course we could. But will he be at the club? We're not sure.
Should we? No. I don't want him anywhere near this team right now. 15 goals, 14 or 15 goals without him, Kev, since he's been benched. Team gelling.
We've been flying, haven't we? The team's been flying. And I'm not saying that we might not need him because, look, you're putting it on these youngsters to carry it all the way through. Can they? You know, they've never really done it all the way, all of them together. So we might need some experience, but that's what January's for. We've got to try and move and shake to get. If they're thinking Oba's out, then they have to get someone in.
Games FC, is it a good idea to sell Pepe?
Not at the minute. Not at the minute. I think he still offers something up until the summer. We get to the summer, then I think it could happen.
All right. Kev, we've got another Ask Us Anything. Kev, mince pie or rhubarb pie?
Mince pie, I think. Yeah, not rhubarb. I'm not really a fan of.
Do you have custard with that or?
No.
Ice cream? No?
No, don't eat ice cream.
G-Dog, do you think Basuma would allow Party to be more box-to-box and progressive?
Yeah, I think both of them would allow each other to be more progressive because one could sit, one could go. Then they could take it in turns. That's what a good midfield combination does.
All right. Terence wants to know if you're a curry chicken or stew chicken kind of guy.
Whichever, either or. Stew brown, stew chicken, love it. Curry chicken, love it too. So just fix it up, Terence, and I'll eat it.
Kev, do you want Newman to make some more art of us for Christmas?
No, thanks. I'm still getting over the art he done before.
Okay, this one
Lee Judge's one is still haunting.
It's just indelible in the mind. It's very difficult to get rid of that. Preet says, Super Kev, what do you think of the Ashes series going on? Do you think England can nick a draw from remaining fixtures? I don't even know. I don't know nothing about cricket.
No, they can't nick a draw. They're going to get whooped. So let's move on. They haven't had a lot of time to prepare, and it shows.
Okay, AFC Max wants to know if we're going to sign 2 players in January, who'd be realistic in your opinion, Kev?
I don't know because I don't know what Mikel Arteta and Edu will be thinking. So I don't know. We need players, though. We do need players, but I think the real players that we need will not be available until summer.
All right, guys, you got 10 minutes left here. 10 minutes. Get your questions in because then we're out. We're going to go watch some footy, aren't we, Kev?
That's right.
All right, here we go. Mo, who is Kev's greatest footballer of all time? I like these ones. It doesn't have to be just now.
Pele was
really, Kev?
Pele was. I used to watch videos of him all the time when I was younger, and being a difference maker for your country at 17. Winning a World Cup at 17. and that's when teams could really nobble you with tackles, physical. And he was the difference maker, three World Cup winners medals and stuff like that. Legendary team in
Brilliant
17.
Player.
I mean, that was arguably the best team ever.
Kev,
they won it outright. So yeah, Pele.
One of my favorite interviews I've ever done. I'll never forget it, and it will always be top of my list. I got to spend half hour with Carlos Alberto,
Mhm.
and it was the best football conversation I've ever had. I'll share it again on HS because I talked to him about Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar, and it was just before the Brazil World Cup. God rest his soul. And Kev, what a player Carlos
Oh,
Alberto was.
oh my God. I mean, he was incredible. He was the captain of that team,
He
wasn't he?
was,
He was the
yes,
captain and brilliant player. But
brilliant.
again, that was probably the best international team ever
I think
because they
so.
were. I mean, did you see what they done to Italy? My
It was
goodness.
stunning, wasn't it?
Oh my
Absolutely
God.
stunning.
Jarzino and all these guys. Oh my God. It's frightening. The ability in that team was absolutely
It
scary.
was. Chris thinks you're looking a little low today. What's up, Super Kev? Everything
I
cool?
ain't low. I ain't low
He's
at
all
all.
business today. You're all
Listen, I'm
business.
answering the questions. I'm answering the
Um,
questions. Just keep the questions coming.
sounds like you have island heritage. Tell me more, Kev. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Jamaica
Jamaica,
man.
Jamaica. Yeah.
Um, Super Kev, are you let's see. Well, let's see. 1 second. Which African footballer would you have at the top of the GOAT list, Kev? Ooh.
Um. Uh. It's a tough. That's a tough one. There's been some incredible players, African players. I mean, George Weah
George Weah is the number one for me.
was incredible, and what an absolutely top guy as well. By the
What
way,
he's doing after the fact.
but no, even
Incredible.
what a
Yeah.
top guy, and obviously you could look at the Drogbas of this world. You could look at a Kocha. You could look at some of them. Carnu. Look what Carnu done.
Yep.
Especially even having the heart surgery and then coming on and doing so great at Arsenal, etc. Um, look, there's some great African players of the past, but I would go with George Weah myself. I
All
would go
right.
with.
Kev, what's at the top of your Christmas wish list?
I haven't got any wishes, just for health. That's all I wish for. Don't wish for anything else. I'm not into all these present stuff and all that kind of madness. But I just want health. I want everybody to be of sound mind and to just get through this time because it's not easy.
Knuckles says, Kev, do you think the media is a big problem for fans and clubs?
Media is always a problem for Arsenal because we always have a battle with media, and there always were lurking around the corner to trip us up. That's for sure. If this team goes on a little poor run, then it's going to be, the sky is falling. We had a run of 3 defeats and one, and was it a draw or a win or whatever? So it was 3 defeats in 4, and we were just outside the top 4, and the sky was falling. Then we go on we win 3 games in a week. Everybody's back on it. We get back in the top 4. We stretch our gap in the top 4, and then we win quarterfinal of the cup. See, again, this is the season. Season is peaks and troughs, and we have to ride with it.
I know this is really important to you, Kev, and something we did want to touch on a little bit more tonight. We did at the beginning of the show. Saludine says, what's your advice for young players like Patino? Should they delete their social media like Odegaard did?
I would wonder what Charlie Patino needs with social media. That's the question I would ask. Concentrate on your football. Listen, I think from all the rumors I hear from within, he's very thought of, talented young boy. Obviously, coming on yesterday, we get a glimpse. Him scoring was just the icing and the cherry on top. Fantastic moment for the young man. But he's nowhere near yet. So if I was his advisor, I would be saying to him, just concentrate on your football. Get rid of all the other distractions. Social media distractions, you don't need it. All of that you don't need. Get used to not being on it now.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do go forward, you're comfortable being away from it. I think that's going to be really important for him.
From Neil here, Kev, do you think our young players will demand more wages, better contract conditions in the near future?
Well, I'd like to think so.
If they're talented enough, they shouldn't they, Kev?
If they're doing the business, that's just a natural progress, natural progression of the way things work. So, yeah, if they're going for new contracts, that means they're doing the business.
Question for both of us. Would you take Mesut Ozil or Martin Odegaard as your 10? Doesn't have to be based on current form. Are we
So
knowing now what we know then? What is it based on?
Yeah, what's it based on then?
Like
I mean,
if I
come
know,
on.
it's gonna,
We've had them both.
for me, it's going to be Odegaard because he's got a better attitude. But if it's based on what I don't know and I don't know their attitude, then fine. You know what I mean? That's fine.
I was so excited. Sorry, Soph.
Yeah.
When Ozil came, I was so excited. I'd watch him play at Real Madrid, and he was a difference maker. And he proved to be a difference maker with Sanchez for seasons, didn't he?
Yeah,
He proved
for sure.
it.
Yeah.
But the way it kind of ended wasn't nice.
No,
it
wasn't. It wasn't. Question for the panel on the squad is: if you could pick one current Arsenal player to have lunch with, who would it be? Oh, I like this. I'm going to choose Ramsdale because I think it'll be a riot. It's a toss up between Saka and Ramsdale. Kev, how about you?
Probably Ramsdale because I know he eats rice and peas and chicken. He likes the Caribbean food.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it'd be Ramsdale. And he's a goalkeeper. He's crazy. I don't know if anybody saw my quote on Twitter today.
That was
about, I was asked a question, can Ramsdale be captain? I said, yes, he can be captain. But he's a goalkeeper. He's mad. They're all mad. And you see, and there's like a video underneath it with him just talking. It's crackers. It's brilliant. But that's what we want. He's a character.
I love it. Crackers is good. Jean Rene, KC, if you could pick a country, any era, excluding England, that you would have played, have liked to have played for, who would it be? Big up Highbury Squad. You may have answered that previously. I would have loved to have played in that in Italia 90 for any team. That was a great World Cup, man. What a World Cup that was. I mean,
growing up, the Brazil team was always the second team, wasn't they? Brazil was always glamorous and flamboyant, and the samba, the feel of them playing. They played to a tempo. So it would have been Brazil, obviously, I think.
All right. Just a couple more here before we duck out. Mars Gunner says, KC, why does the media hate us?
They hate us because they prefer other teams. If that makes sense. They prefer a Spurs. Spurs haven't done anything, but you could see they prefer a Spurs. And because they get more reaction from hating Arsenal, that's what they're in the business for. They're in the business for reaction. And they want to get the fan base riled up. They need interaction. And the Arsenal fans don't let them down, do they? So, yeah.
This is a good one from Gunnison. Casey, if you were Arsenal manager, would you give the team the same pep talk George Graham did when the media were all over us over the old Trashford brawl in 1990 to help them focus?
I couldn't give them that same talk because they're not that team yet. I wish I could. I would wish I could that they've been in something like that, because that means now we got a squad, we got a team. That's what we want. Yeah, where are they going to go? And, they'll be scrapping with a Liverpool or scrapping at Man United. Yeah, that's when you give that talk. But
nice.
we're not quite there yet.
John wants to know if you still like Magic Mike.
I like Magic Mike. I love Magic Mike, but I broke him neck last night.
Oh gosh. Okay. Our thoughts on the women's team so far. Listen, win the league, go invincible, become legends in the Champions League, right? Kev, having a solid season so far. Keep
Learning
at it.
For them. Learning
Absolutely.
For them. And you know what, Soph? Here's what I will say. The progression of the ladies' team Now they're top of the league. If you can win that, great. But you've taken your licks in the Champions League against a Barcelona team, etc., that they're a different level. They've proven to be a different level. Now, the players up here, that's the level we need to be.
Definitely.
Can they keep developing and adding to what they've got to then go, right, we'll take you out, Barcelona?
Okay, 2 more here. K Marlon, who's the best manager in the league, Kev?
Pep.
And I think we'll finish on this one. What do you think of Tottenham?
Poor. Oh, jeez.
Oh, my goodness. Actually, this one's a good one for you. Who's the best Black British player to have ever played in English football? Super Kevin Campbell. Super Kevin Campbell.
No idea. I have no idea.
There've been a ton of them. There've definitely been a ton of them.
Listen, one of the most gifted was Rocky. But when I was growing up, I was watching the likes of Big Cyril, Brendan Batson, and Laurie Cunningham, he was incredible. John Barnes was incredible. Newman, you're right. He was special. So you can take your pick. Wright is up there. Of course he is. You know.
Yeah. Definitely.
Some real talented boys, brothers played.
All right. So I hope you enjoyed our Fast and Furious Ask Us Anything show. It has been quite the season and so far, and quite the year for the Highbury squad. We've come a long way since January. We've definitely come a long way since May. We have 5,000 new subscribers since the summer. It's been an absolute roller coaster ride. It's been brilliant. And if I could pop some bottles like this fella right now, hey, what's going on here? Look at that.
Yeah, he's only a little bit. He's only a little bit left. We drank the rest. Only a little bit of froth coming out. Have you noticed?
Oh, and then this Kev. How old is this puppy?
Oh, listen, that's from the Highbury squad to all the squaddies. Look. The old school, that's what we are on the Highbury squad. We're not the new Emirates and the fancy lounges and all that. That's us, the old championship in the stocking and with the old Arsenal crest.
I love that old logo and the font of the old Arsenal there, Kev. Just brilliant stuff. Yeah. Listen, we party every single day by talking football with you guys. It's been absolutely fantastic. Just a couple of quick announcements to make. Here is the shirt, Martinelli. Go grab it. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Football Prizes. You won't want to miss this. And on the 27th of December, if you guys are around and you are looking for a fun show, you won't want to miss the Highbury squad. We have a very, very, very special guest coming to you. It is Coach Beard from Ted Lasso. 27th of December, Coach Beard right here on the Highbury squad at 8 p.m. UK time. You won't want to miss it. He's a Gooner through and through. He's been a Gooner fan for a long, long time. I had the pleasure of meeting him at the NBC Premier League event, and he's top shelf, Kev, and he'll be on with the squad on the 27th of December. We love a good guest, and that one is a very special one indeed. Brilliant stuff. All right.
I want Jags to buy my ticket. Because he's back on his streak. I want him to buy a ticket.
Absolutely. Well, look, Kev, you're off now until the new year, or are you around in between a little bit? Maybe not, right?
I'll be around. You just have to let me know now.
Yeah,
we just have to keep in touch.
You and Coach Beard together is a must.
Well, I don't even know who Coach Beard is, but
I love that Kev has never watched one episode of Ted Lasso. This is absolutely epic. You guys all love this. But we do have Coach Beard on the show, and it's going to be pretty epic. And he's a hoot, so you guys are going to love it.
I think it's better sometimes speaking to these guys, and I haven't seen.
I love it. He'll love that. I mean? Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. He'll absolutely love that.
So I can speak openly, and I want him to speak openly, answer openly about Arsenal. Yeah.
Exactly. Brilliant stuff. Okay, listen, we're going to go off and watch the second half of the football. 220 of you in live chat. Be sure to hit that love button. I'd like to turn it to love from like, Kev. What would you like the squaddies to know before we dart off today?
Nothing. I don't want them to know nothing. I want them to know that Magic Mike got his neck broke. And thanks for backing me up, squaddies. I really appreciate that. Because he was trying to be me yesterday. And Sophie allowed it, right? And apparently you allowed it. And I believe you gave him a yellow card.
I did.
Did you give him a yellow card?
I did. He's in the book. Why am I in trouble? I thought you were a bit salty today.
I'm asking.
What's going on?
Did you give him a yellow card
before
or after I come on?
I gave him a yellow card as soon as you ducked out, and I was like, "You got to have a yellow card." Yeah.
As soon as I left, so you wouldn't have given me a yellow card, and he was carrying on with all them shenanigans beforehand. He was giving it all he was trying to be me, Sophie. I can't have it.
Oh, he got the yellow card in the end. Is that why you're a bit salty tonight? Is that
what's salty? I just don't like Magic Mike coming here and trying to be Super Kev on here. There's only one Super Kev on here. Not the like button, smash it. Sophie, you get off because you gave him a yellow. Magic Mike, leave my spot alone. There's only one Kevin Cavill on here, mate.
Absolutely. There's only one Kevin. You know it, Super Kev.
This Magic Mike coming on trying to be me. Finish it.
You know what, Kev?
You're right. It should have been a straight red. It should have been Magic Mike a straight red.
What about a retro red? How about I'll give myself a red? Do I deserve a card? I don't think so. I stood up. I gave him a yellow.
No, that's what I'm saying. You gave him a yellow. Although it was after I went off, you gave him a yellow. But Magic should have got a straight red for trying to...
I was not cheating on Super Kev. How dare you? That is blasphemy. And Virginia wants me to give myself a yellow and stuff like that. Jeez.
Tell me more, Virginia. Everyone, put your comments on. What was going on while I weren't there?
He was reading out the players and we were giving the player ratings. I don't think he tried to be you until you came on the show.
Well, that's why it should have been even more. He should have got a red while I was on here.
Well, look, we're going to have to go to VAR. We're going to have to look at the tape.
Let's look at the tape. We go to VAR. And you know who's in charge of the VAR. There you go.
You.
Oh, love it.
Oh, my blanket's gone cold. I've got to put it back on.
Blanket's gone cold. Well, listen, squaddies, listen. Happy holidays. Are we on tomorrow, Soph?
Yes. We got Harry on tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. So, squaddies, after yourself, enjoy a happy festive period. Even if you're working, still enjoy. Tell people you love them. Trust me. Tell them you love them. And make sure you come and join us tomorrow. So have a good day, good evening, good night. And we love you, squaddies. At ease, everybody. At ease.
I'm in trouble. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.